As that's the planet of communications, it's time for us to think about how we communicate. And are we clear enough? More importantly, how do we communicate with ourselves? What is the message we give ourselves with our thoughts? You know, there are all types of communication: radio, TV, internet, texting. But the most important one is your thoughts, because thoughts are things. And as you begin to think about your life, we think about our challenges. And we have a tendency to think about negativity. And sometimes when we know in our thoughts and our communications that we are to make a change, but sometimes that change takes a leap of faith. And that begs the question, what if it doesn't work out? What if it was the wrong decision? What if I should be doing something else? Those are the thoughts we have that are hindering our changes. So you know my motto in life: if you don't know where you're going, you can't get lost. But that's a leap of faith. And understanding your thoughts and your communication with yourself. What is it about each one of us that when we look in the mirror, we don't say, "You look pretty good today. You look pretty beautiful. Oh, your hair's turning gray. You got a little wrinkles or hair on your wrinkles by your eyes. You got a little paunch in your stomach. Oh, you should, put on some more makeup. Your eyes look tired. You're looking a little gaunt," so on and so forth. Well, in the art of communication, what are you telling your body? You're telling your body all these negative things. After a while, your body will react to it. And it'll begin to show your fears and your doubts. The communication period we're in right now with Mercury retrograde is a period where we not only have to look at how we communicate with other people in a clear and concise way, but also how we communicate with ourselves. Now, I said every one of us has come into, yours truly, to learn about self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem. Part of our life is we let others communicate to us how we should live, how we should react, how we should be. And if you realize that, it creates a belief system which we create over and over and over and over in our thoughts. And that's a form of communication, because belief is communication. There is a Southern Baptist group, I think they're Baptist, who drink strychnine and are bitten by poisonous snakes. Not only have I heard of it, I've observed it on TV or Facebook or both. And they're not affected by it. They're not affected by it because they believe they're not. That's their communication with themselves. So if you said to me, "Michael, would you drink strychnine today?" I said, "No, because I don't have a long enough belief. So give me some time to work on it, and I can do that." Some of you have done fire walks on hot rocks, and you haven't been burnt because you believe you wouldn't be burnt. Some of you believe that you can achieve anything you so desire, and you go about it. Some of you believe that you can't do this or can't do that, and that's what occurs in your life. There's a story about Jesus who walked on water, and he was teaching Paul to do it. And Paul got out and started walking on water, and he hesitated or doubted, and he sunk. Sunk into the water, didn't die, obviously, because he didn't believe strong enough. And my message to you with Mercury retrograde is, how are you expressing yourself and living your life? How are you expressing yourself in relationships? How are you expressing yourself with all those around you? Do you live in envy? Do you live in jealousy? Do you live in uncertainty? Do you live in doubt? Do you live in fear? Do you live in sickness? Do you live in bad health? Think about that. I have often said to a person, have you ever manifested finding a penny? Most people have. Or they'll manifest, okay, Michael, we'll try it. I'll manifest I find a penny. And they're walking along the street and they find a penny. And then my next answer is, well, how did that manifestation work? Well, I just thought I'm going to find a penny, and I found a penny. Oh, you believed you would find a penny. Well, yeah. Okay. So how much energy does it take to manifest $1 trillion? Half the people will go, oh, that's too hard. The other half will say, no, same way I manifested a penny. Right, do you believe it? Well, not really. Why? What's the difference in manifesting a penny and manifesting $1 trillion? The main ingredient is your communication and your belief in doing it. So see, it all comes down to how you communicate yourself and how you believe in whatever you're achieving. And you know the quote I use many, many times for Henry Ford, whether you think you can do a thing, whether you think you can't, you're right. So I'd like you to think about, with Mercury being retrograde, what am I communicating to myself? What am I communicating to others? And what am I communicating in my life? Don't look around at some of the people that are wealthy or have more than you do, because that's their belief and they're creating it. I will tell you that a great deal of wealthy clients that I've had are so worried about the wealth they can't enjoy it. They're so focused on it. Then the others go, who cares? I'm going to have some fun. I know there's money in the universe and I'll have more. And they seem to always have enough and more. When I say enough, it doesn't mean bare existence, because a lot of people think that. It's like, I need a new car. So they have the money for the new car. Or I want to take a trip to Italy or Spain. Suddenly the money's there. And it's ongoing. So when you're living in fear and doubt, you're communicating to yourself what? Fear and doubt. When you're having love and joy and happiness, what are you communicating? Love, joy, and happiness. That's why, as I'm going to conclude what we're talking about, is I say that you are unlimited. Because you are the soul, S-O-U-L, and S-O-L-E creator of your life. So I would like all of you to think in freedom, that I can create anything I so desire. And just put it out there. Don't figure out how it's to happen. Remember I wrote in my book, when the true source says, you ask me for something, I'm going to give it to you if it's right action. And it's going to be my time, not your time, which will be the perfect time for you. And I also have begun talking more and more, which is part of my belief, is if you have no expectations, you have no disappointments. You put it out there, you know it's going to happen. That's a little different from an expectation, and I'll go into that in a second. And just know it's going to happen. Instead of saying, well, if I'm nice and I do this and this, I'm going to get a lot of money back. Or, I'm manifesting this, so my expectation is the money will be here tomorrow. You just put it out there, forget about it. And then it happens, and you'll never be disappointed. Because if it doesn't happen on that day, or when you expect it, you'll block it with your doubt. I remember two important things. One of them was a student of mine who wanted to buy a house. I said, okay, we'll do a manifestation. She said, well, I don't have enough money, so I got to win the lottery so I can buy the house. I said, oh, so that's two manifestations. First, you got to win the lottery so you can buy the house. How about try not to figure it out? Turn it over to the true source. So she finally did. 2 months later, relatives called her up, said, I'm dying, I want to buy your house, and she got a nicer house. But she just let go. And it's a beautiful story. And there was one more little story about someone who needed a rug. They couldn't afford it, and someone gifted them a rug. They didn't care how they got it as long as they get it. So tonight when you go to sleep, communicate with yourself by saying, I am unlimited. 3 times. And everything in this universe you need to know, without a doubt, is for you to partake. Everything and anything. It's yours. Or just a manifestation. Say, I'm ready to receive this when the time is right. And it will happen.